Hey everyone, it's JoJo. I am recording this video to give you my perspective on what's happening with this Venus retrograde. Now, I've been seeing a lot of things from a lot of great astrologers that talk about the transits within, Scorpio and with how it's going on with your particular sun sign. But I always try to go a little deeper and more personal with these transits and looking at them in your own personal natal chart, not just in what sun sign you are, because it's not always related to your actual natal chart. So if maybe it may not resonate so much with you. So if you are a little bit more advanced in astrology, you have had your natal chart reading with myself or anyone else, or you do know where Scorpio is in your house system, meaning the 12 houses that are separated and divided from your rising sign, then you will know what I'm speaking about in this video, because I'm going to go through each house and where Scorpio, what means for Venus retrograding in Scorpio in that particular house. So having Scorpio in the first house, Scorpio is your ascendant, and this is super important because it's really the other half of who you are, even though you might be sun sign of any other zodiac sign in the wheel. Having Scorpio as your ascendant and the first house really identifies your identity. And so who is Scorpio? It's the truth. Your identity has to be related to the truth, to who you truly are. And what that means is understanding all your sides of who you are, because I know you don't have just one side. A Scorpio rising will be very deep, kind of dark, have a lot of shadows, have a lot of light, and it's all about understanding where those two are. So you may be redefining yourself, what makes you money, how you can come out to the world. The whole transformation might be happening for you right now with Venus here transiting and coming over your ascendant or going into the 12th house to the first house and crossing over your ascendant. This could really be you taking a deep intuitive look at what's making you happy, and really what sort of image do you want to bring out to the world right now. This could be anything from hair to how you talk to just what you're doing for your living as well. And maybe this is your first transformation, this is your second, your 100th transformation. But as a Scorpio rising, I'm sure that's something not new to you. It's something that's probably becomes very easy for you. But actually understanding your own personal truth is really what the deep lesson is for you with this Venus retrograde. Venus in the second house, know your worth. Understand your boundaries. Understand those people who are not right for you. They're the ones that you have to let go. Having a Scorpio in the second house is pretty difficult. I'm not going to lie. You're a Libra rising most likely, or late Virgo rising. And that alone is a huge dichotomy. I think that for Venus transiting right now in this house for you can be a very tiring time. A time when you either have really looked at your shadows already, you've learned from the first house, learned how to balance things a lot, because that's what Libras are all about. You learn to balance the light and the dark within yourself, and now you understand your worth. So I think Venus is sort of cleaning that house up for you right now and making sure that you don't have people around you that are bringing you down to a lower vibration, that are telling you who you should be, and that you have a clear understanding of who you are, your self-worth, your finances, your personal bank account, and making sure that it's not being depleted by you giving away too much. Know your boundaries. I think that's the biggest lesson for the Scorpio Venus retrograde in the second house. Venus in the third house retrograde in Scorpio. Leo, late Leo rising or Virgo rising. Okay, well, there's no time to shut up. You need to speak your truth. You need to, not dim your light and throw back and be like, I think someone else will say it for me. Nope, you got to do it. This is all about you really truly expressing yourself in this third house of communication, and not just communicating with the world, as I like to do, communicating with those that are closest to you, understanding, if you learned your boundaries in your second house, you've learned who you are, now it's time to actually communicate what you want. And the only thing you can communicate is the truth. Because if you try to do something or play someone or whatever, it's going to come back to you 10 times worse. So I think that's a big lesson for Scorpio third house, is if it's not honest, if it's not really you, if you're doing and communicating work that is because you're trying to gain more followers, or you're trying to just gain popularity or be someone that you're really not, it's going to backfire on you. So, the only way you can shine out of your shadow here is to actually bring those shadows to the light by expressing your thoughts and communicating about that. Good luck with that. I know we need it. Scorpio in the fourth house. This can be difficult. Venus retrograding in the fourth house. It may be affecting your home, your family, karmic patterns with your family, mother and father. And I think that looking at who's around you, where you live, if you're not happy in your situation, I think Venus is in this retrograde really speaking to you to say, follow your heart here. Don't try to just go with where it feels comfortable. In fact, it's the opposite feeling. If it's uncomfortable, but it's what brings you happiness, that's probably going to be the better route than staying with the safe, secure, boring life, that you might be feeling right now. And the stimulus of other people around you that maybe are not vibrating at your level, you're feeling stuck. You're feeling like, this isn't really why am I doing this? Where am I? Venus in the fourth house is more what you have to feel, the energy around you, and understanding what feels good, because it's ruled by Cancer, understanding what feels good and the people around you, and how is your home situated, where do you live, what type of foundation are you building. If it's not in the truth of who you are and how you speak and your self-worth, going back to the first, second, and third house, it's probably not working very well. So that may be something that you have to reevaluate at this time. Scorpio in the fifth house. With Venus retrograde, what it means for you, I would suggest that you look at your creativity. You look at what you're doing in life, what's making you happy, how are you expressing your creativity to the world, and who is around you in your romantic life. How are you having fun? If the fun that you used to have is not so much fun anymore, maybe it's time to try something new. Because again, this is where you can change a lot. In the fifth house, you're always constantly moving, recreating yourself. This is the house of Leo. So it's like, if you're not loving what you do, the dark and the light of it, then you got to say, fuck it. I got to start something new. Venus in the sixth house in Scorpio, what it means for you, nourish your truth. This is about health, wellness, balance in your life. And having Scorpio here can be difficult. Maybe sudden illnesses could come on, or deep depression. It's important to circulate. It's important to move. Scorpio rules the number 8. 8 is always in circulation, and it's always infinity. So I think that's important to evaluate your healthy lifestyles at this time, or your lifestyle in general. If you feel like there's some alcohol, or there is some drug abuse going on in your life, or it's just mental self-abuse, it's time to stop. It's time to create some new affirmations in your life. It's time to get into new routines. This is generally the house of Virgo, which means that it has Virgo energy, and Virgo is all about purity. And I know Scorpio likes to have fun. And so this is a lesson in this lifetime for you to try to balance out that fun with a good, healthy lifestyle for continued excellent health.